Atlanta United Fan TV here with Tanner. You know, a good win in the end. Didn't start off really, really well, but you know, I think Josef Martinez shows what he does at his best for us. Yeah, and you know, we saw MLS, MLS debuts with Remedi, with MLS first starts with Carleton. I think all in all, a pretty good day.
Yeah, I mean, you have to take the result. It's 3 points on the board at the end of the day. You can't be upset about that, especially coming off, you know, another frustrating 2 points dropped against Seattle. They needed a result at home. They got it. To be honest, though, from the first minute of the game, I was very worried because as soon as Atlanta United got possession, it was the same thing. I thought I was going to have deja vu when it came to Atlanta United attacking because it was still the same sideways passing, lack of penetration, lack of intensity. We weren't pressing them like I thought we would. I mean, I really was hoping we would try to attack them from the get-go and make them go into uncomfortable situations because they're not a great defensive team. Unfortunately, you know, the one thing that I didn't want to happen was DC getting an early goal. They did. Thankfully, you know, Atlanta United responded in a sense. I didn't think Atlanta United were actually that good today. I think that Josef Martinez is just absolutely an incredible footballer, and he showed his class today. And it's like, for someone who's 5'7", Atlanta United had a picture earlier this week where it showed how high that guy gets off the ground. He scores an incredible amount of headed goals for a person of his stature. Again, a lot of the time he was by himself in the box when he was attacking, and then you know you have a good cross from Carleton that gets a slight deflection, so he doesn't get the assist, but it was a good ball. He beat his man. We had a good cross that, honestly, the keeper should have done better on the first goal, but Josef attacks it and gets a goal. And then the third goal, you get a deflection, and then Josef makes the keeper look silly. So, I mean, all three of the goals, DC had a deflection on it or didn't play well. But still, it's 3 points. He gets his MLS record 6th hat trick. He's on 22 goals in 22 games. He has 12 goals to get 12 games to get 6 goals to break the record. I think he's going to do that. I mean, today came down to one man, and that's Josef Martinez. I mean, in the first half, he's you know, telling everyone who to mark on a corner kick. He's the one, you know, organizing the defense on a corner kick, and then he gets the clearance off of a header himself. I mean, that guy right now is doing absolutely everything. And we talked about it in a pod 2 weeks ago, is are we relying too much on Josef Martinez? On the basis of that performance, I'm changing my opinion to yes, because he carried that team. His fire pushed that team. His determination got those goals. The team needs to improve around him. The tactics have to change. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's crazy to me to even think about criticizing Tata Martino, but something's got to change because DC was very prepared for that match. They showed their resolve. They showed that they were organized. They passed the ball with a purpose in the first half, and they actually attacked United. When they didn't have the ball, they dropped off and sat deep. But when they had the ball, they were confident in possession. Asad was good. Rooney had an okay game. He might not be as good as he once was, but his passing is still there. Their counter was absolutely perfect. So a better team, I don't think Atlanta United win that game. So United need to improve. I don't know what's going on, but the tactics have been the same thing for the last 3 months, and I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall, expecting it not to hurt, watching that over and over and over again, and it's really frustrating. They have to improve. Otherwise, again, against better teams, they're going to be left wanting. And if they continue to perform the way they are, I don't think they win anything this year because a good team is going to sit deep, and they're going to make that count. They're not going to make the mistakes DC made today, and that's what concerns me coming out of that match.
Yeah, no, definitely. We saw the return of our old friend Yamil Asad today. Like you said, yeah, he had some good play early on. What'd you think of his return again? Coming back.
I mean, he got a warm reception. I think it's not a good look for DC fans that at the end of the game he switches shirts with Miguel Almiron and he's wearing an Atlanta United shirt at the end.
Our man on the inside.
I think that guy wants to play for Atlanta United again, and honestly, it wouldn't shock me if he did. I mean, he loves it here. He has friends here. I think he's a ready-made replacement if you lose someone like Almiron. I absolutely would do everything you could to bring back Yamil Asad. He's leading DC with goals. It's not shocking. I mean, he's a talented player. He might not be the most flashy player that creates the most or has the flashiest of skills or the quickest, but he is very productive, and you can't deny him that. And, I'm glad he got a warm reception from the fans, and it shows how much we still care for him, despite only playing 1 year here. And, I think he does want to be here, and I was impressed with the way he played and the way he conducted himself. And DC are lucky to have a player of his caliber.
What'd you think of Remedi today?
I mean, he didn't really get to do too much, if I'm being honest. The biggest slight for him is the fact that he had a chance to break, and then the ref didn't play advantage. I mean, he had the ball. Josef might have gotten his 4th goal. I mean, he's ready to make that break and make it happen, and it just gets pulled back. I'm glad he got it, on. We talked about it in the podcast this week. I thought he'd get on. 3-1's a perfect situation for him, to get his first few minutes in the team. He got, 20 or so. He didn't do anything wrong. I'm ready to see a little bit more of him. But he seemed very confident when he came on the field, and that's, you know, something that you have to hand to him. And he got a good reception, and I think he realizes that this is a big club despite being Major League Soccer. This is a place that you want to play at, and I think you saw that in the first game.
Final thoughts on the Smash, man?
You know, disappointing in the overall team performance. Happy we got a 3 points. I mean, it is the worst team in the league when you think about it, next to Colorado. Honestly, I thought Carleton played really, really well. He was very confident. He tried tricks. He showed that he wanted to, you know, contribute. The cross that he had that ended up being deflected was still a great ball. I mean, he put it into a dangerous area after beating his man off of a corner, and I was impressed with that. He showed that he wants to play in this team, and at 17 years old, I was impressed with him. Also, you know, another thing that I think we should improve on, our corner routines are just dire right now. I mean, whether it's short, whether it's into the box, they're terrible. Maybe Almiron doesn't need to be taking them, but that's something they have to improve on, is set pieces right now, unless it's a direct free kick and Kevin Kratz is taking it, I don't think anyone can put a good ball into the box. So they have to improve. It's 3 points. You know, they're going to have a little bit of a decent game. You know, I think that they need to improve. I mean, at the end of the day, they have Toronto next, I believe. You have MLS All-Star in between. I wish that I wasn't there, but, you know, it is what it is. They got on August 4th, they have Toronto. Toronto's been poor. They have to put down another 3 points at home. But, you know, Toronto's going to be a difficult opponent, even though they aren't playing well this year. That's a good team. So hopefully, in the meantime, they train, they prepare, they come up with something different to attack a team in a new way. And hopefully they can improve between now and the end of the season. But right now, Josef Martinez is the truth. And that guy, right now, MVP in my eyes. And honestly, he's 10 goals ahead of the next closest guy in the Golden Boot. I can't say enough about that guy. He's incredible.